Do you find it difficult to focus on your customers and even your own employees as you're juggling numerous vendors? Do you have more meetings with vendors than you can count? And do their reports filled with technical jargon make you feel clueless and frustrated? Such is the story of Nathan. Being at a car dealership, he's concerned about his store's digital marketing presence and invests most of his time dealing with vendors to promote his business and gain more sales and market share. Nathan is busy handling reports and reviewing them, not knowing what is happening on the advertising front and about his true ROI. Poor Nathan is worried but can't figure out a solution until he found BZ Consultants Group. BZ Consultants stepped in and was able to take the digital marketing vendor burden off Nathan's plate, giving him peace of mind that the best interest of the dealer was always top of mind. Being an unbiased third party, BZ Consultants always made sure to relay the reports in easy, relatable, and actionable ways so that Nathan could best utilize the data. Now, Nathan can focus on what he really wanted, the customer experience and growth. By being your digital marketing business partner, BZ Consultants Group will remove the hassle of trying to hold your vendors accountable and increase your productivity with the time you will now have armed with true data. Together, we make it possible because your success is our goal.
Welcome in, everyone, to the Furniss Fast Lanes of Facts Not Feelings, and it is the last show of the year and the last show before Christmas, Jay. It's pretty exciting right now.
Oh, wow. You're right. That's crazy.
It is.
We made it.
We made it. And Brian, Merry New Year to you. We're going to go back up here to Larry.
Brian.
Merry Christmas to you.
Larry.
And happy holidays, Mr. Feldman.
Cool.
And Tony, how did you know that BZ equals easy? Like that's the company, we'll put it that way. That can be taken a lot of different ways. And I guarantee the show will go off the rails real quickly because it's the last day before Christmas, or last show before Christmas. But yes, that is very synonymous there, Tony. I like it there. And I have the one and only Jay Wurzberger with us today. And we are super stoked to jump into the funness of the episode that dropped yesterday. And I jokingly said, hey, maybe car shipping doesn't sound like the sexy topic. And then as you say that, wait a second, you have 15,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel. So it has to be a little bit sexy, just a little bit here, Jay.
It is a little bit sexy, I suppose. It's, people say it's kind of an afterthought. Really, it's a before thought. It should be. But yeah, no, it doesn't take center stage as often as it should. Although that's been changing a lot. 2023, you'll see a lot of car shipping image promos on LinkedIn now. You should start counting them, how many you see a week. It's a lot more than it used to be. So things have changed a lot. And I've been here since 2017. So, I guess it's a little bit sexy.
A little bit. And for those who don't know, it is ATI Auto Business. Just Google him. He's all over YouTube. So check him out there. And as last show before Christmas, I gave you my heart. I just had the whole song going in my head. Thank you for that, Brian. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic.
No. I wish I had the music up right now, but I don't.
My heart. Okay. All day long, though. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
And
Brian.
Robert, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you, and congratulations on making the live show, the Facebook Live yesterday. That was like probably, I think you've made like 2 in the year, and it's always like on demand, which I appreciate the on demand. I super appreciate it, but I was able to interact with you live on Facebook yesterday, so I super appreciate that. And before we go any further, I just want to say for everyone that's on here, if you're watching it now, watching that later, just thank you so much for being a part of this journey and being part of the Facts Not Feelings community. Or Furniss Fast Lane, whatever you want to call it. Just it's been so fun to learn from all you, from all my guests, from the fun comments, Brian and Jordan and everyone, and Jeff Revilla, happy birthday to you because it's your birthday every day. It just, the laughter, I look so much forward to Friday just to interact with you all. So just thank you so much for being a part of this, because you all can do whatever you want to do and watch and consume content where you want to consume content. I super appreciate you all being a part of this. So. And Roberto, yes, Feliz Navidad. Yes.
Roberto. You have a fun audience. I mean, I see that. It's cool. Good job.
They're pretty rad.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so let's start with we're in the holiday spirit here. So in the spirit of giving, what was one of the there we go. What was one of your takeaways that you can give to the audience?
I went back and watched the episode that you dropped yesterday. It was really great job. By the way, hey audience, listen, if my audio's hot, let me know, please. It was my microphone. It wasn't me. It was the elves. Okay, so
elves.
So even though I thought it was a little loud and I was watching myself, and you do a great interview, I saw a lot of things I guess that I could talk about. I think it was expectations in car shipping that as I listened to it, I think I did a pretty decent job of laying out different things that we run into, expectations that we can control the process, thinking there's an empty truck driving around ready for our car, that we can meet them at the airport. And then I said, cut your losses, and that is that you don't want to cut your losses. Get somebody on the phone before you sign a contract. Talk to somebody. Try the old school way.
This thing right there.
Yeah. You can do Amazon and DoorDash on your phone. No big deal. But if you're going to book a car, try a phone call.
Yeah.
Try
it. Just so you're aware, Brian says your mic is not as hot as your handsome face.
Wow. He's on fire. Brian.
We love Brian.
You're hired. Come on over. Thanks, buddy.
Brian is incredible.
Yeah. It's good. Right.
I love it.
And that works for me as well. So.
Oh, it's so good.
That'd be great. I'll put that on the mirror in the morning when I wake up every day.
Before I came, I saw the back room, the green room, and I could see you like with the mirror, like. I think the battery's checking his makeup. I don't know what he's doing.
You know what it is? So I get really hot. I don't know if this happens to you.
Yes.
My temperature goes up at least 10 degrees right before I go live. I've already got pit stains and everything. I don't even know how I do on stage panel moderations, So I'm just a sweat factory, and I don't know what to do about it. Maybe Brian can help me out.
Hey, Brian, help us on that one. I'm sure you have a commercial for that. It's not. I don't have so much before I begin. It's usually like right now. It's starting to. I'm in my office, and then you got the lights over here. You got the lights behind, and so it gets really warm. And you just never know. You never know.
Because lighting, and that's what's interesting. And actually, I've thought about this with actors. I don't know how. Those are some intense lights on set. Yes. I don't know how they do it. Best shipping commercial.
Please tell me this is the Kmart one that says I'm going to ship my pants. Please tell me this is this one.
I haven't seen that. Somebody needs to try that in car shipping.
Yeah, if Kmart would have stayed with it was Kmart or Shopko. I think it was Kmart. If they would have stayed with the advertising of that they would not have went under. I mean, it's a whole thing like this. There's a mom coming and like a grandma like, I'm so excited. I can ship my pants. I can ship my pants anywhere. So Tony, I don't know if that's what it is or not, but I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah. So is it clickable? And then if I click it now, I'm watching it and I'm not watching the show, meaning I can't talk to you. So I don't know.
We probably don't want that so much, but and Don Brady
bookmark it. Yeah.
Yes, I'll definitely. He's
Don Brady always has the sunglasses and the palm tree, and I think it's a nice signature.
Well, do you know why?
No.
So every car that he ships, he plants a tree. That's why he has the tree there.
No,
and the sunglass
really?
one. Yeah. Yep. Because I asked him, I go, all of a sudden I started seeing the palm tree. I go, hey, what's the story behind it? And every car that he ships, he ends up he'll plant a tree. He's really. I was like, dude, that's awesome. And then the sunglasses, I've just known him with the sunglasses as long as I've known him. So
no kidding.
That's
pretty neat.
Shout out to you there.
Yeah, shout out. What's going on?
Tony, you're saying it's on trousers. Okay, I'm going to definitely have to look at this. Yeah, I'll ship my trousers. I'll ship my pants. Brian, for Brooke, the heat is on.
From the Tito's Inner Cup. Man. This is fun, though. It's a little like a Christmas party. So thank you for that.
I forgot to tell you, bring a drink with little cheers on this. It's the holiday. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I got a ton to do. I got the gifts in boxes, and I got over 24 boxes to wrap. At some point, I'm gonna try to start today. So if I started drinking before 24 boxes to wrap, I don't know what will happen. Be like Clark Griswold.
Plug it in the light.
Go crazy.
And this obviously all has to do all about car shipping.
Oh, it's so on topic.
So while we're off topic here,
Yeah.
I do want to bring up career changers here because my good buddy,
Yeah.
Larry Feldman, Jay Feldman, is all over this. He's phenomenal. And if you're looking for top talent in the auto industry, you've got to connect with Larry J. Feldman. And we say Career Changers USA, but really it's Canada. It's everything in between. And he has over 30 years in the auto business and is on track to filling roles for general managers or sales associate, service advisors, technicians. And he's endorsed just about by everyone, including myself. So just Larry, thank you so much for everything you're doing. His training programs are incredible. He has Lethal Cells that's on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Central if you're in our central time zone here. And it's just where talent meets opportunity. He does a phenomenal job. And just thank you so much, Larry, for being a part of our community and everything you do. So thank you so much for that. Back to our regular scheduled program here. All right. So I've got a couple comments here I got to bring up here.
Cool. And I got something I can bring up. I can stir the pot.
Sweet.
So
Okay. You weren't drunk before you got here. You'll be drunk with laughter. That will be our new
Wow, so
segue
nice.
here.
Wow.
A great segue to Christmas for show 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
The Charmin show?
Charmin, yes. Squeeze
Do you have a Charmin show?
Well, we got into, I think it was when Brian was on, I think. We were talking about squeezing the Charmin, and then that went down a whole different avenue.
Squeezing the Charmin. Where's the beef?
Where's that?
Right? That was good. Where's the beef?
That's a good one. All right, so let's get back here. So what you went with your takeaway? One of my biggest takeaways from it, and we talked about my fun-filled experience of having my stuff shipped out to Chicago, which is a nightmare and a half, is don't cheap out. Please don't cheap out. We jokingly said if you can have enough to have the Ferrari and buy the Ferrari, you have enough to freaking ship it like a Ferrari. And even if you don't have a Ferrari, let's say you have a Ford Pinto, same thing. If you don't take care of the things in the beginning and say, oh, I can just cut a corner a little bit here. That one was a huge one to me because I went with not the top tier, but the middle tier. And I was living on an air mattress.
And that was the middle tier.
Yeah. And that was, and we say middle, when I say middle, it was like, it was only like $500 difference. It wasn't a huge difference from the top tier. It's a very top company. And I didn't have any stuff. Like I literally lived off an air mattress for 3 months, had a pair of running shoes, shorts, running tank, dress pants, and dress shirt, and my heels. That was it. Nothing else. I remember driving out to Chicago thinking, my mom and I were like, hey, maybe that's the truck. Maybe that's the truck.
Right. You start looking at stuff thinking it's yours. Oh, man. How many people out there right now are looking at a car hauler thinking, I wonder if that's mine?
Yep.
So people are still going to cheap out. I'm going to go pessimistic for a second. We talked about this, and you said realistic. Okay. But it's more like pessimism. People are still going to go cheap out. They're going to. That's just the way we're built. When you go cheap out, just think of me saying you're going to pay for it in the long run. And there are people right now that can attest. They know it. They've already paid for it. Gosh darn it, where's that carrier? Mm-hmm. And by the way, and I talked about technology, man, I'm supposed to know where he is. I don't know where he is. And I didn't even cheap out, and I don't know where he is. Mm-hmm. So then what's the deal there?
Oh, yeah.
So, and that tells you something about the promises that were kept or made or your service provider, et cetera. And I have a lot, of course, I have a lot of bad news. And, watch those views skyrocket as Jay shares his bad news. But you don't need to pay top dollar unless you know who this is. And I mean, that's the thing. People pay top dollar when they know. And this gets back into picking up the phone and talking to somebody. And when you have a good experience, it's amazing what a good experience will do the next time you go back. But do not ask for a discount when you go back because you'll destroy whatever good service you just got. Amen. And that's another thing that I think that happens is we all, when we have good service, don't try to get a discount on the next round. Don't do that. Why would you do that?
I don't do that on my shoes. Like every time I buy a shoe, I'm not like, hey, Nike, you give me 50%.
Right. Hey, Nike. I love what you're doing.
She's like, how about a charging double? Okay. Sounds good.
We don't do so. And I guess I'll just say this. The amount of money we spend on a Starbucks coffee is far and away beyond what the actual price of the product is. And why do we do it? I love Starbucks coffee too. Shoot, I've paid over $10 for a Starbucks coffee at Caesars casino, right?
Yep. Been
Give
there.
me 2 of them. Give me 2 of them. You got change for a 50?
Yeah.
I mean, that's real. So it just think about, this is your car. Think about what you paid at Starbucks in Vegas at the casino. Don't cheap out. Just do the right thing. And live. Get some sleep. You will. How much is your sleep worth?
Yeah. Your sanity. I mean, look at Wayne's saying right here. I had a friend ship something to his home and a vehicle and very cheap from Colorado to North Carolina. They called them up on Sunday night and demanded more money or else. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
They wanted cash. But
thank you, Wayne. That's real.
That's 100% real. Like,
okay. Thank you, Wayne, because I want to tell you something. I mean, other folks or
whoever's listening.
You don't realize who's driving the truck these days.
No.
And that's right. And when they called up Sunday night and demanded cash, that's no joke. That really happens. So if you go cheap, that's going to happen. The driver is going to, they got the whole way. They got states to think about what they're going to say on the phone and when they're going to call and what they're going to do. And I have heard, I don't know how many times, and you'd think that, see, that's part of the thing too. We're dealing on a, pretty social business scale. There's a lot of drivers that are like, man, I don't care anymore.
Nope.
This could be my last delivery.
Yep.
And I don't care.
No.
I mean, this is where we're at because it's really hard out there. And so I've heard guys say to me as a dispatcher, when I was on the phone booking loads, they're like, tell the customer I'm going to deliver in the middle of the night or I'm keeping the car. Or, like, what are you talking about?
No.
What is what? This isn't a Western.
What the hell are we doing here?
Yes, Wayne said it. See, I didn't want to say it, Wayne, but Wayne said it. Go ahead and read that, Brooke.
They were Russian blanks.
They were Russian. A lot of carriers are Russian or foreign, and here's what's cool. I had a guy on my show recently on a Thursday, and he was Russian. He's a Russian carrier, and he knows. I've had more than one Russian carrier on my show talk about other Russians. And the thing is that there's just a lot of whatever out there. And this is not a judgment call. I know it's 2023. You can't say that, Jay. You're going to get canceled, right? But Wayne said it, and we're talking about it. You don't realize who the carriers are, and what you're working with. So just pay them the fair rate, and you won't go through crazy.
And he's saying that they were not Russian.
Yeah, they were not right. Exactly, they were not Russian.
Well, and to your point, so I'm going to bring this back real quickly. So I told the story about my stuff getting lost, and we would call up, and Chris and I would be in the same room, and he would call up, and I'd call up at the same time, same exact time. And they said, "Oh, your stuff's in Florida," and he would be told my stuff's in Texas. I go, how can they be in two different places? So we just laughed about this because that's all we could do is otherwise we'd cry. But every single day that I had mentioned on the episode that I, did all my homework. I hadn't hung up the phone, and I get a phone call saying, "Oh, by the way, we're going to pick up your stuff earlier." I was like, "Whoa! No, that's not how it works." I didn't have a choice though. I'm traveling 3 to 4 weeks out of the month. I'm gone all the time. And then they show up, and it's some guy that's like 70 years old that can't pack anything. My brother had to load everything up. And then once they got here, they were supposed to be on X day. Obviously, 3 months later, they still didn't show up. It took them 3 months to show up. But even I would get a phone call saying they're going to be at my place. So I live in a high rise. You can't just decide. I have to block off time.
Wayne just lost his visa overseas.
Hold on, what's that?
Wayne just lost his visa because we talked about.
You do not fly list. Nice job, dude. Congratulations.
Right.
Hope you're staying home for
I
Christmas.
won't get that bank loan now. Thanks, Wayne.
But it means things like that. I was taking off work, and then they wouldn't show up. And then when they finally do show up, I'm not even in the same state. So it's just, and that's what's going on with a company that was seemed like a reputable company from what I could see. And I remember we were talking to the driver, and he goes into great detail. I'm not going to say the name of the company. If we're going to great detail, he's like, "Yeah, I would just go, here's the owner's number, go straight to the owner. You may never see her." He goes, "I dropped your stuff off over 2 months ago, and here's where I dropped it off." It was not a state that we were ever told. I mean, so even the driver was the one telling us, "Hey, by the way, I don't know when you're going to get your stuff."
Brooke, how long ago was this experience?
2000. I moved to Chicago in 2010, I think.
Okay. So we're talking, this is over 10 years ago and you're still scarred.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So note, how long is your scar worth?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Note that. And then just two quick stories, true stories. A guy is at a repo lot and a car is inoperable and it needs to be loaded on a trailer. The carrier doesn't have a winch or anything. So he ties a strap to the back of a Porsche. He's already got a Porsche loaded.
God.
He uses the Porsche of somebody else's car with a strap off the back of it, I guess tied around the axle, to drag this inoperable car up on his trailer. True story.
Oh my God.
And the guy that runs the repo lot, who's also a car hauler, had to watch him do it. Like, just get the car. Just get out of here. Right? What's he going to do? That's crazy. Another true story, and see, this is the problem too, is that even if you don't fully cheap out, you still don't have control over what the carrier does. Mm-mm. This company, good company, reputable company, nationwide company, you see their ads. They got a driver they love and trust, so they give him this show car move. This is an enclosed high-end car, and he's going to go from the north to the south, and in the south there's going to be people and ticker tape and all this stuff. And the carrier's like, yep, I got it, I know what I'm doing, I mean, I love you guys, you love me, whatever. Instead of leaving first thing in the morning like he said he would, he had breakfast with somebody, screwed up his whole trip, started to hit weather, had to cancel the parade.
Oh, all hell breaks loose. And so much of that you don't think about it. You don't think about it.
Did you really have to do that breakfast?
Yeah, well, those are some good pancakes, apparently. Some good eggs.
Oh, my God.
Maybe a little mimosa on the side. I'm not sure
it's just nuts. These are real stories. This is really what goes on out there.
It's nuts. It really is.
I know it. I don't know, actually, the solution. Here's my stir in the mud. Stick in the mud, stir it up, okay? I want to say something. Because here's something weird. No one's going to say this. This is why I have a channel. Dealers say, we're dealers. And auctions say, we're auctions. But auto transport brokers say, we're auto transport companies. They don't say broker. Why is that? What's wrong with the word broker? I'm going to hit at it again. Asset-heavy carriers are car shipping companies with trucks. Asset-light carriers are brokers. Why did you say asset-light carrier?
Yep.
Why did you say auto transport company? Some brokers even prefer to be called tech companies. I'm saying it because that's weird.
It is.
What does it mean?
I have my own theories on that, but this is more of your realm.
And the companies that are brokers or asset-light carriers or tech companies or whatever are all over the place advertising that they're better than the other guy. How do you know the difference?
Better do some damn research.
I don't know, man. Call ATI.
God,
it's the only way to sift through what you can't tell. And
there's a lot of that. Like, I mean, I just go back to, my experience with shipping something, and there was so much crap out there to try to distinguish between, okay, do I do this? Do I do this? Do this? And all, like, for me, we talked about this on the show. I was like, just trying to find reviews. I was like, well, the reviews over here look good, but there's not a lot of reviews out there. So it's really difficult when you're trying to figure out
the reviews don't actually add up.
Yeah. And obviously with mine, it was a very, very reputable company. And it obviously, whether I was just the one-off that got screwed over, which is possible, I find that hard to believe because it took them, I think it was 5 years to respond back to me. I think those reviews were just maybe paid for, would be my guess, based on my experience. So you don't know. I mean, right now,
AI is making positive reviews as we speak.
Yep, 100% they are. Yep, it is. Yeah, Oh man! All right, Jay. What else are we missing here? What else do we hit on all the topics?
Well, I mean, we talked about technology and deregulation, and we just hit upon drivers and don't cheap out. Unless someone has a specific question, and I don't think anybody really does. I mean, like what are you going to ask?
Yeah.
right? And I think everybody knows somebody they trust. Everybody pretty much has a guy, is what they say, you know. But here's what's happened: is that with changes in technology and COVID, that's all I'm going to say about COVID. I swear, I won't talk about the pandemic again. So the digital auctions, etc. We've gone from dealer goes to the physical auction, picks out 9 cars, fills the trailer, sends the guy, he brings them to the dealership. 2. Now I got 8 screens. Now I'm buying all across the country, and now I got to arrange shipping, and that's a lot of change. And when you do that, when you save on buying around the country, you've increased your cost of shipping. And if you haven't, well, then you've got an awesome magic trick, or you're going to find out that it did cost more. It's one of the two. I don't have to be right. Okay? I just am a lot of the time. But if I'm wrong, let me know. It's no problem. And if you want to connect or talk, or you need a recommendation, or the service provider you've got, they were pretty good and now it's not working out. Or maybe you're ready for some real car shipping integration on your dealer site, whatever it is, right? Let me know how I can help. And it starts with a conversation. What I do is on ATI, I also have interviews and I have panel discussions, and that usually leads into, well, either consulting and or advertising. And when I do consulting, one of the things that I do is I will say the things to you and your company that if somebody inside your company said that, they'd probably get hit. But I'll say it. And I'm going to show you what your competitor's doing. I'm going to irritate you with what you're either missing or what you're thinking, or maybe I'm finding something different. That's what I do.
It's a much needed. Like I said before I came on, shout out to Chris to connect to all of us. I was like, I've never even heard of this company, and then I was like,
right.
I was like, what the hell? Who are these people? But it's
because I'm not trying to sell you anything. I mean, yeah, I'm selling something, whatever it is, my information, my consulting, some content, maybe some advertising. But the thing is, a car shipping company that wants to ship your car is going to tell you whatever you want to hear, pretty much. I'm sorry. Motorcycles as well. Good one. Motorcycles are tough to ship. It takes kind of a specialist. There are these brackets, and there are guys that will, I'll ship your motorcycle. Give the brackets. Yeah.
Sure we do. You betcha.
Sure. Yeah, you betcha. Okay, here we go. Pontificating buying broken motorcycle from Copart auction, bringing back to Canada. All right.
First off, you're throwing down pontificating on a Friday before Christmas. Joshua, I think you need to calm down. Like, I don't know. You're showing us up here. Okay, continue.
I would say if you're buying a broken motorcycle from Copart, if it's something you seriously plan to ride, see if you can find somebody that actually has shipped motorcycles before. And if you find somebody that says, yeah, I've shipped them, can you send me a photo of a motorcycle loaded on your trailer? Do you mind? Right? Mm-hmm. Do me a favor. Send me a photo of your equipment. Send me a photo of you in a restaurant. And, send me because you'll get carriers like, what? No, I don't have that. Well, really? Because I've got pictures of my team and my store. And I used to be in the high-end furniture business. Okay, we're going to go to that next. But I just want to say be smart about how you did that motorcycle. And I'd love to know how that works out.
Yeah, let us know, Joshua.
I would love to know.
Okay, yeah. I got Wayne saying, I used to be in the high-end furniture. I'll say BZ because that's my company, but it's Biz. I shipped all over the world. I had a customer call me and say they saw a transporter truck selling their furniture on a closed gas station.
Oh my God.
High
on crack.
True story. Here's the deal. I replaced them as their furniture was in someone's home.
True story?
So I don't know if anyone saw it, to go off the whole crack thing. Not that we're doing a crack show here. But the McDonald's in Dusty, if you're watching, I sent this to you, in Ohio. I think it was Cincinnati it was Cincinnati or Columbus, that they had to shut down the McDonald's because a crack pipe was found in the McDonald's food. So
that's not normal. I thought that was a Happy Meal.
Yeah, maybe it's the value meal. I think at that point, one of the two. But so this is quite interesting here, Wayne. So you've also dealt with this on multiple levels, not just your friend shipping to, I think it was North Carolina.
Everybody has a shipping story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's interesting about shipping stories like yours and these is that it's hard to find who am I going to tell this to, who's going to care, and why do I want to open this wound again? That's what we do on ATI Auto Business.
Yeah.
And by the way, on the crack in the gas station story.
I'm gonna go back here. Yes.
See, the thing about this is another thing about car shipping. When you remember you bought your vehicles all around the nation and you're real excited because you saved all this money. The road is a difficult, dangerous place. Think of the Road Warrior and all those post-apocalyptic movies.
Oh yeah.
These guys, man, this is craziness out there. And there's theft has gone crazy. People have gone crazy. There's desperation. There's weather. There's traffic. This is not just, straight line transactions.
No.
So think about that.
And you got Joshua following up here to his thing about the motorcycle. No, buy, fix, make content of fixing, send back to us for sale.
So if you're going to make content, I would do this. Hire the crappiest transporter you can, and you're going to have an amazing show.
You'll be it just comes in rubble.
Just see if you can get it. Just tell the guy, I'm not going to pay you hardly anything, but I'm going to send you a GoPro, and I want you to shoot the whole time. There you go. That's a show. There's a freebie.
Oh, Joshua, I'm going to have to see this video after all is said and done here. We got Brian. See, Brian gets it. Brian / Rain.
I know, right?
It is. He's throwing.
When's the last time I heard that word? Like
today. I think that's the last time. Wayne is agreeing you with yes and amen. Yes.
Monty Python.
Yeah, right. Oh man. Click.
You're not wrong. I can see it now. Yeah, no. I'm you know what I'm imagining? I bet that motorcycle's down in Baton Rouge. Right? This is a whole series. Oh. It's called Motorcycle Gone Wrong.
Motorcycles from Hell, man. I need to see a Road of Fury, as the trucks are coming through.
Not Easy Rider.
Oh, I'm loving all I know.
$10 a word on a 5-cent show. Pretty much.
Yeah, man. I usually have a pretty good vocabulary. As anyone that saw the post from a week ago, I just choose to use 4-letter words instead. That's a whole other story. But on Friday before Christmas, I'm not throwing down anything more than I think 3 syllables, maybe 2 syllables. So the word of the day goes to Joshua Taylor and his Christmas hat. Good job,
done,
Joshua.
Taylor. Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Yeah, so I think for me, just round this out here, don't cheap out was a big one. And the technology portion was another big one for me that I know you touched on this earlier. But even when all this technology, that the company may say they have that, but the driver doesn't have that.
See,
so picking up the phone and calling them is so key.
This is again, it's a bit uncontrollable. There's great technology out there. Some drivers are totally using it, which is again why, if you can find out who the driver's going to be, you don't want to get too intrusive. I don't want to get crazy. I don't want to suggest nutty ideas. But yes, just because somebody, maybe the company has great tech and they sold it and it's great, and then they end up with Joe whatever who has a flip phone. And that can happen.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Listen, Joe whatever with a flip phone might be an amazing transporter. It's just that he might have a flip phone and be whatever.
Mm-hmm. Or you could be Brian, who's pontificating a white Christmas. So one of the two.
and I suppose the best thing to do here is, there's great service to be found everywhere, and you never know what somebody's background is, or maybe their truck is disgusting and they're an amazing worker. So there's that too. But there we go. I worked in Bulgaria, Romania, and I saw so many stolen vehicles all high end in these countries. Now you can see this on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, vehicle theft it's insane.
Yeah, it's skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Even in Chicago. So obviously there's Chicago, and
oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Chicago. Has it gotten worse? Yeah, of course it has. Everywhere has. But even the suburbs, I was just watching a thing yesterday that people are now being carjacked in the middle of the day at in Chicago long, and we're talking really, really nice areas. We're
yeah. LA was going through that.
Yeah. So just be careful. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. We're just in a crazy world, and we just do the best we can to make the best of it.
So here's a problem. Hey, I want to ship a car. Great. Great. I'll meet you at Walmart. Now, this shouldn't be a problem, but it could be.
Yeah.
It could be. That could be the beginning of the problem.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how you sort that out. I don't know.
I think it's like you go back to Craigslist, and in Craigslist, where it used to be you could get some good stuff, some weird shit, but it was okay to meet at wherever in a common place. And now it's like, no, you got to have safe drop-off zones and all that. So just understand if you're meeting some stranger in a parking lot or wherever it may be, make sure you tell their people as well. Just be smart. Just be smart.
And don't just do transactions through clicks. That's where the fraud's at.
Yeah. Or
talk to people on the phone. This is your car, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say this too, is that there's a company, and they're a good company. They're a big company. Put it that way. This big company doesn't let you talk to the transporter. They do all the phone calls. Well, now that is not as great, because if you can't talk to the person with your car, see if you can just be able to talk to the guy with your car if you can.
Yeah, please
try that.
It's I know it's a crazy concept to pick up the phone and call someone, but please just do that.
Just
I think we've hit everything, Jay. Did we miss anything? I think we hit everything.
I think we really did. I appreciate the ability to hit it again. Again, I know that this conversation won't be for everybody, but when you've had a shipping nightmare story, now it is.
Now, then you will.
Yeah. Now you're like, oh, give me more J and ATI.
Like I said, I have my shipping company that I use all the time now when I need to move or moving / shipping, because it's like I know I can trust them. And it took that one horrific experience to be like, I will never ever go through this again, like ever. Yeah. So everyone, once again, just thank you so much for being a part of this. I cannot thank you enough. I mean, this has been I love doing this show. I love learning from my guests. I love learning from the audience, and all of your comments that come in. I not only do I read them here, I go back as much as possible and read them again, because sometimes you get caught up in the show. So I just thank you all for being a part of this and this journey in this community. It's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to 2024 and having a little bit more of this. That's for sure.
I will say this: from the corner office to the driver in the seat, the dealer, the auction, the dispatcher on the phone, from the showroom to the BDC and the F&I desk to the assembly line, the terminal, and those with microphones. Merry Christmas, automotive industry. You do you.
I love that. I love that. And it is just Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, every happy Merry out there. Just everyone, thank you so much for being a part of this. And as always, you guys know the drill, especially going into, it should be every day, but especially going into Christmas and holiday season here, is find a way to serve. Just find a way to better someone's life today. To smile, to open a car door, whatever it is. Hey, we're in the Christmas season. Go do Secret Santa for someone. Go pick up a bill for someone. Do something, volunteer, just something that's going to make someone's life just a little bit better today. And with that, everyone, we're going to see everyone not next week, but at the first of the year. We've got a stack lineup. I'm so excited for the guests coming on here. And everyone, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thanks very much. Thank you.